What's going on, Junkies? It's your boy Kenshiro. Welcome back to another episode of Culture Junkies Live. Joined today by all my friends and family out there. We're going to be talking about E3, as you saw from the title card, because it's right around the corner and it's time to officially build that hype train up. Joining me on the show today, as you see on the screen, Mr. Fallen Marvel. What's up, brother?
What is going on, everybody?
We also
Hyped
got
up for E3.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of really cool stuff that's supposed to be coming out, so I'm very hyped up for it too. Also joining the show is Super Nerd Plus. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? That beat is kind of fresh. I'm digging that.
Digging it. I'm glad you like it, bro. I'm glad you like it, man. Glad you like it. Last but not least, the mighty GQ. What's up, my friend?
Too much. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, we good, man. Can't complain too much about what happened this weekend. We, me and the boy had a baseball tournament and kind of won our division, so kind of hyped about that. How was everybody else's weekend?
Not
It was
bad.
cool. It was cool.
Yeah. Meet any other celebrities out there at the airport today, man?
No, I'm trying. Wait, actually, you know what? No, I see Dahani Jones all the time. Every time I see him, I'm, hey, what's up, Mr. Jones?
Dahani
Top it up.
Jones.
He I forgot what team he played. Did he play for Philadelphia, I believe, at one point?
What, Eagles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why do you see him all the time?
He uses our services. he's every time I see him. I call the people we see all the time. I call them Reggies, regular. So what's up with the Reggies?
Yo, man, somebody clowning you over there on Facebook, man. They say they're loving your AOL online feed.
Hey,
Shade.
oh man, the shade is real.
Yeah, the shade is real. But anyway, so yeah, we're not gonna be on. I mean, LGZ isn't gonna be on the show with us today, so we're gonna have somebody else take over the fix for us, and that's gonna be Mr. GQ with his dulcet tones. Man, are you ready to do the fix?
Of course I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Always ready.
Born ready.
Born ready. I knew he was gonna say that. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and get you to the fix. Some really cool stuff came out, and I'll let GQ take over. Take it over, man.
All right, well, today's fix is going to be pretty interesting. We're dealing with the clown prince of crime himself. The Joker is going to be getting not one, but two movies from Warner Brothers in the future. Jared Leto is going to get a chance to reprise his role from Suicide Squad. They're going to do a little bit more exploring on that particular version of the Joker. But that's not all. Joaquin Phoenix is also going to be under the Martin Scorsese directed. Yes, you heard that right, Mike Bison. Martin Scorsese has decided to do a comic book film. Not Transformers, unfortunately, but it's going to be Martin Scorsese's take on the origin of the Joker, which I don't know how I feel about that. I think the Joker was always really interesting as a kind of a more mysterious. I mean, everybody knows about the Red Hood backstory, but beyond that, no hard details were ever given. So I don't know how I feel about them trying to lock it down and actually put a real story behind it. So we'll see how that goes. In movie news, continuing movie news, we got some trailers that dropped this week. First and foremost, Bumblebee, staying in the Transformers universe, not necessarily the Bay version of the Transformers movies. However, Bumblebee has got a film coming out. Looks pretty interesting. They have finally decided to go with the Volkswagen Beetle version of Bumblebee, so it'd be interesting to see. His design actually has been updated a little bit to kind of fit more of that Volkswagen look. And apparently he's protecting a different family this time. It's not Witwicky. This apparently might be a prequel. Might take place before the first movie, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, first trailer dropped, you know how that goes. They don't always give you all the story details. Moving forward into more of the animated realm, you've got Lego Movie 2 has got a follow-up coming, and Wreck-It Ralph 2, which the first Wreck-It Ralph was an amazing film. It was really, really well done. So it's going to be really cool to see what they do with the second one. He's decided to move on to the internet, and I mean, let's just be real. I mean, there's going to be a lot of product placement in this movie, and the possibilities are endless on that one. And staying within the animated realm, SpiderMan, one of Kenshiro's favorite characters, and also I believe Super Nerd Plus's favorite characters. Spider-Man Spider-Verse is going to be dropping later this year. They finally dropped the trailer for it though this week. Looks really good. Some surprise guest appearances. A lot of people thought it was going to be strictly centered on Miles Morales, but it's going to be a lot of other characters making appearances in this film, and a lot of people have said they like the art style. Not so much just full-on animation, but almost like a stop motion type of look to it. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see how that goes. As far as releases this week, obviously today being New Comic Book Day, the Immortal Hulk #1 dropped, Deadpool #1, and Justice League #1. So, I mean, those books, make sure you check those out. I mean, those are definitely all dealing with characters that people know and love. As far as the game side of things, of course, with this being E3's week, we got Vampire and Blaze Brew Cross Battle dropped on the Xbox. I believe also for the PlayStation 4 with Blaze Blue. And as far as movie releases coming up this weekend, you've got Hotel Artemis, Ocean's 8, and Hereditary. So that's pretty much what's going on this week. There's going to be a lot of other things we're probably going to talk about during the show. But I mean, if that's, if you got your movies, your comics, and your games, you're pretty much all set. So, hey, that's your fix. Back to you, Kenshiro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. A lot of really cool stuff coming out this week. But yeah, those trailers, dude, I have to tell you, those trailers really had me thinking about some movies that I hadn't seen yet. So let's start to talk a little bit about those trailers. Of what we saw, were you guys impressed by them? What'd you think?
I was probably more surprised with Bumblebee, like watching that one, because my whole mindset just thinking of that was like, oh boy, here we go, Transformers again, Michael Bay, whatever, but it was like watching a trailer, like it literally didn't film like anything Michael Bay has even done, which was weird. And I'm like, okay. And then of course the G1 classic look of Bumblebee was interesting. Mm-hmm. Also the little snippet of like old school Starscream in there as well. I'm like, oh, like, okay, so but again, like I'm kind of stuck with that whole, where does this movie take place in though?
Right.
Like is it within the same universe? Does it take place before the movies, alternate universe? Like, what is this? So that's probably going to be the biggest question I have about this movie. And I'm still going to be cautiously optimistic with this because I've gone through that before and it didn't pan out so well for me. But I'd be lying if if I'd say the trailer didn't look promising. So, but
yeah.
As far as the other trailers go, Into the Spider-Verse looks great. Looking forward to Wreck-It Ralph 2. And side note, Cinderella is not to be trifled with. If you've seen that trailer,
dude, she like took the glass slipper, broke that boy on the chair, and was like, "I'm gonna cut you, bitch." It's like, "I'm gonna cut you." Well, like, dog, that was dope.
Cinderella is about that life. Like we
real,
know
man.
that now. Okay,
For real though.
But that's pretty much all I was able to see. I didn't get a chance to check out Lego Movie 2. I'll probably check that out a little bit later. But
yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of glad you brought up Lego Movie 2 because honestly, dude, it's like, I don't know, I'm not really that excited for this film, like this go round. I mean, maybe it's just me,
I didn't see
but
the first one.
You ain't see the first one. I mean, that's kind of where Lego Batman kind of got his
Start.
Yeah, like where he like became really popular was Lego Batman. But
not feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it this go round. I really wasn't.
You know what's dope? I just realized when I saw that Bumblebee trailer and I found out who's the director of it. It's Travis Knight, if you know him from Paranorman, the Box Trolls, and the Kubo movies.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good pedigree. That's real good pedigree.
So I'm like, damn, okay. So I like those movies. Those movies was dope. So we'll see what we might bring to it. And then the fact they actually got them looking like somewhat G1 characters.
Yeah.
You saw that screenshot that's been going around, like the way Starscream. I'm more excited about seeing the Decepticons than I am about Bumblebee because I can care less.
Yeah, because Starscream looked really cool, but going back really quick to the Lego Movie, I don't know. Maybe I'm just and I know they're not made for me, so I guess I mean I really shouldn't own this, you know. But as much as I thought the first Lego movie was cool because of all of the like the cameos, like Superman was in there, Green Lantern was in there, a bunch of other like Lego from popular Lego sets were in that movie. But this movie just seems like it's more of the same. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing really interesting about it. You know, Waffles is in the chat saying he's been Legoed out for years, and I can't blame him. You know, I really can't blame him.
Big Pimp J pretty much in the chat also said it pretty much sums it up. Everything is not
awesome. Absolutely.
So I think here's the problem. And this is again what happened with Deadpool 2 for me. Again, I like Deadpool 2, but the first one was so good that it's like, how do you top it? And I think that's one of the issues you run into with some of these, where it's like the first movie is such a breakout success, or it's so, like you said, you got all those different cameos. It's like, how are you going to top this? Then you got a second movie come, and it's just like, man, you got a very high bar to step over and jump over. And I don't know. I think a lot of films are running into that issue of how do you make yourself relevant in this, you know, huge crop of tons of movies coming out, major blockbusters every other week, basically. And it's like, how do you make yourself relevant? And then you come out with something that's like, whoa, wow, they did a great job with that. Okay, how are you going to top it? And I think that's what you run into with a lot of these films nowadays.
Yeah, I
mean not specifically that. Lego. You mean just in general, right?
In general, really. I think in general, because again, it's like you do a really good first movie, then it's just like, okay, you got to, you know, money says you have to do a sequel. So it's like, okay, how are you going to beat what you just did? Because it was almost like you throw everything you got into the first one. What do you have left to put into the second one?
Do you think it has to do with the director change?
It's not always a director change thing. I mean, sometimes it is. I think with Deadpool, it probably was for me, because I mean, you know, the original setup for Deadpool was lightning in a bottle. You had Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, who basically is Deadpool, and then you had a director and a writer with also Ryan Reynolds' help, you know, making this just like, okay, we got this Deadpool universe, let's get it going, let's, you know, break the fourth wall, do everything that you're supposed to do,
right?
And then in the second one is like you had some fourth wall break, but it felt like it wasn't as clever as the first one.
It was
like
forced. It was forced a lot of ways.
It was real forced, because it's like you look at the first one, it's like you get that moment where he catches, you know, runs into the guy that recruited him basically, and he just kind of like turns his head to the camera. It's just like, you know, it's just like, you don't want to watch this part. And just kind of turns the camera away. And it was just so subtle, but it was so perfect. And it's just like, okay, cool. That's Deadpool. You had nothing like that to me in the second film. They tried to like push the jokes at you. It's like, nah, dude. I like Deadpool when he's over the top, but also subtle. And I think it was just like, look, we got to go big. We got to go hard. Let's go. We got a bigger budget. Let's do it. And he loses a little bit of that nuance.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. And I think like with Lego Movie though, like, I don't know, like to me I felt like that should have been one of those things that should have been would have been fine if they would have just left it with the first one. But we know they're not going to do that because again, they kind of have to make money on it and, you know, do all this other stuff. Then they spun off with, you know, Lego Batman, and then the Ninjago movie, which I don't think did as well, and so on and so forth. So, you know, I mean, the only thing left now was for them to like to try to one up it. I mean, the only other thing they can really do is if they just do like a featured length like license. A Lego movie that's based off like another licensed property or something. Like
they already did though. They did it with Batman.
Well, besides Batman is what I'm saying.
I mean, hey, Batman is that dude. I think here's the thing about Lego though. Lego is by far the one license that you know you're gonna sell toys. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You always gonna sell toys with Lego. So, but you know, I understand exactly what you're saying though. It's kind of like, you know, it's Lego, so what else are you gonna do now?
Yeah, I'll pass on that. I'm all about Wreck-It Ralph too.
Now, what about SpiderMan, the SpiderMan film? With that one, I mean, we know everybody's been talking about like bringing in Miles Morales and making, you know, kind of like a lot of people wanted Miles Morales to be in the MCU over Peter Parker. We all knew that wasn't gonna happen. We knew for sure that wasn't gonna happen. But not right off rip. Yeah, definitely not right off rip. But this movie. What I like about it stylistically is that you know, yeah, we talked about the stop motion thing, but it looks like art direction wise, it looks like they're trying to make it almost look like a comic book in the manner that there's a lot of dot matrix patterns in there. You know what I mean?
The bubbles, the yellow bubbles. The speech.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
It looks like they're trying to make it they're trying to make it look like it's a comic book that popped right off the page. Even with some of the, like earlier in the trailer, you saw like thought bubble patterns or panels popping by Miles as he was running down the street.
Yeah.
Wow. Big people he's trolling, talking about he rather
Porter Park
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham would be too.
Yeah. What's up to Simon Says and Anthony Mentor in the chat. Go ahead, Super Nerd.
It reminded me of that Transformers, the way they did Transformers on YouTube. It was YouTube. It was Machinima with that whole look to it. I guess it's the frame per second.
When they did when it was the Combiner Wars, yeah. When it looked, you're right. It does. You know, as far as frame by frame, it does look like that. You're right.
So it's a slower frame rate, which I believe is 25, I believe, or 15, something 24. Like that. 24, yeah. So
now look, Simon says trying to say he will not see this. He lying. He a damn lie. He know he gonna see this.
The up close part when they showed him in the diner with my man eating his sandwich or his burger or whatever, reminds me a little bit of Scanner Darkly.
Yeah.
It sure does. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I'm always right. I mean, what you expect?
Oh wow. Well, I should have expected that. I totally should have expected that. But yeah, those trailers were really, really dope. I ain't gonna front; those were really cool, and I can't wait to see a lot of these movies when they come out. There was a lot of other trailers that actually dropped today and yesterday.
What's up to Q in the chat?
Yeah, Q, what's up, man? We also saw a movie with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, a remake of A Star Is Born. To me, it was impressive. I liked it a lot. It kind of caught my interest. I know the original was, I think, Chris Christopherson and Barbara Streisand, I think. And I think it kind of helped make Barbara Streisand as like a superstar. Maybe I could be wrong.
You had to Google that, didn't you? You had to Google that one.
I probably did.
Christopherson.
That's what I think it is. Don't quote me. I'm probably wrong about that.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's an interesting pairing, though.
Right. It is an interesting pairing, but you know, honestly, it does look pretty cool. Zach Brewer, what's up, man? How you doing? Nico, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Whistler. Dude, he was killing his Whistler, dude. He was really. I almost wish they could make another Blade movie just so he could come back as Whistler. Whistler was like the coolest thing.
Whistler was really well done.
He was really well done.
Simon says the same. How about that female Punisher movie?
Oh yeah, the one with Jennifer Garner. Y'all didn't see that? What was it?
Wait,
no,
what?
No, not Red Sparrow. Peppermint. Peppermint. It was Peppermint. That's what it was. Peppermint. That looks cool.
I saw that trailer once and I completely forgot about it. Like,
really?
I honestly, like, nothing about it stuck out to me. Like, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Here's the thing, though, man.
Hey, y'all some haters, dog.
It has nothing to do with hate. It goes back to sometimes if a movie has a really bad name, it's very forgettable. Because I remember many a year ago sitting in the theater, watching the trailer for I forgot it was some movie. I forget. It started off, all looking like it's gonna be werewolves and vampires fighting, doing all this great stuff. It was like, okay, sweet. This is gonna be interesting. They get to the title. The title is so bad. The entire theater is just like, oh, come on. At the same time. The movie was, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't even know if
that's hilarious.
I don't know if the movie ever came out, but it was called Blood and Chocolate.
Yeah.
Dude, that's bad.
I was just sitting there like,
oh, that's so bad.
And it was, and the worst part was they had my man, Don LaFontaine, the voice, the movie voice guy.
Oh, the movie voice guy.
I think he was the one that did the trailer. So you all in. You just like,
oh yeah.
in a world where vampires and werewolves are going for broke. You know, and you just sitting there like, oh, dude, this is about to be the best thing. Because this was before Underworld. So this is before Underworld came out. So you all in. You like, dude, this is about to be the best thing ever. And it gets to the end, it's just like, and you know, and coming soon, and you know, 2000 whatever it was, or 19 whatever it was, and it's just like blood and chocolate, and it's just like,
wow, that sounds like an 80s.
It's like what? Like, hold up. I'm thinking to myself, like, rewind that. You did not just say
blood and chocolate.
At the end of all of that. And I've never, like I said, to this day, I have never seen that movie because I'm just like,
oh my God.
I'm like, dude.
No, you made that up, man. Make it up. Be for real. You made that up because I ain't never heard of that movie in my life.
I'm about to Google that right now.
All right, go Google that.
I'm about to Google that because you know, man,
Jesus,
I don't
dude.
forget movies. I don't forget movies.
Yeah.
Big Pimpin' J is like blood and chocolate sounds like a
right.
bad Friday night after the bar.
I worked in a video store for like almost 4 years. He is right. That is the title of the film.
Right.
That's fucking whack.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was wrong about the timing. 2007 is when it came out.
That's even
Okay.
worse.
Yeah.
So they knew
Okay.
what they were doing.
Right.
Like, man, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to put myself on mute. I'm about to watch the trailer again just so I can laugh.
Damn. All right. Well, we'll move on to the main topic, and you can come back to that. So, obviously, like we said, E3 is this week. It's a lot of really dope things getting ready to drop. The first, I want to say, the first conference, the EA conference, is this Saturday, prime time. I don't know why in the hell EA wants to go like 3 full days before the actual convention kicks off. Maybe they want to monopolize. Yes, this Saturday, dude. This Saturday, the first E3 conference comes out. And it's the EA conference, I guess, because a lot of people have a lot of vitriol for EA, and they have a lot of goodwill to make up after the whole Star Wars Battlefront debacle. Maybe they want to get out ahead of this thing, so they're gonna put this out there. Yeah, so we are going to start talking about E3. And the first thing I kind of want to bring up is what's the first thing I want to bring up? I want to bring up the first things that I want to bring up for E3 is what are the most anticipated games that you guys kind of want to see this year. There's a lot of things that are getting ready to come out. So for me, my most anticipated game is SpiderMan, but we already knew about that. But Fallen Marvel, what's your most anticipated game that you kind of want to see?
Look, my main thing for this E3, when it's all said and done, I need a release date for Kingdom Hearts 3. I need a release date.
I mean,
release date for that.
I mean, we've been waiting 5 years, and that's your most anticipated game. Come on, dude.
Because
that's like a Dr. Dre album. That's not gonna happen.
It's because it's been like what? It's been 12 years, and they've been like off and on on the third game forever. And the last few years, we finally get footage of it, and it's like now at this point they don't have anything else to do but just give us a release date. Like I'm at this point now where I just feel like they have already finished with the game, and now they're just kind of just stalling it out until they just randomly just drop the date. Like I'm just give me a damn date for it. That's all I need.
They're trying to torture you, man. They got the Fallen Marvel proxy where it's just like, look.
Apparently so, because
we're gonna hold on to this. Make sure Fallen Marvel is tortured as much as possible.
Well, they are okay,
Yep.
And other than that, the only other thing that's probably got as much hype as that is probably whatever this Marvel game that Square Enix is doing too. Like I need more info on that, because rumor around the campfire is supposedly it's a Marvel Ultimate Alliance reboot, but that nobody can confirm nor deny that right now. But I need to know what the game is.
Who's gonna be doing it?
Square Enix.
Okay, that's better. I thought you were about to say EA or something. I'm like,
no.
Like, how did that happen? Like,
No.
So, like, how much of a reboot are we talking? Like, it's gonna look way different from the original one, or is it gonna be still top down? Or
it's being made by the same people that put out the reboot of Tomb Raider.
Ooh,
so plus the other thing is, it's gonna be all MCU.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah.
Well, they actually said it's gonna be. They actually said it's gonna be the Avengers Disassembled. That's gonna be the story.
That could be
what?
Yeah, that's what they said. That's the rumor that it's gonna be Avengers Disassembled, and if it's Avengers Disassembled, holy crap, that's gonna be pretty dope.
That's one of my favorites.
Because obviously that led right into the House of M. Yeah, because when Wanda said no more mutants and just wiped them all out and turned it into M-Day, that could be pretty dope. So I would be looking forward to that.
So basically, it's gonna have that literally look like the Tomb Raider, like the beautiful backgrounds and third person.
I mean,
apparently
we don't know. Like, we don't know what this game looks like. There hasn't been any screenshots or anything of it. All we had was just that one trailer they released 2 years ago, and then nothing.
I think we deserve this because
We
Arkham
deserve
came out. We deserve it because Arkham came out. It blew out with that, that whole third person and that whole environment, open world shit. We need this for Marvel because besides Marvel Alliance with that, it's been a dope game, but we need something like the whole Tomb Raider background to have it. And I think I need. Oh my god, I'm geeking out right
now. My man.
Definitely be interested. But out of the chat, Simon says he was waiting for Division 2. Anthony Minter and Q both looking for Last of Us 2. Aaron Glinsky over there looking for Death Stranding. And
y'all forgot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking for
way I can forget about that one.
I'm looking for Anthem. Straight up.
Anthem. All right. And then
look, man. Okay. Here it is with. All right. Here it is with Anthem. Right.
Looking for pops though. Nico's like, I ain't even worried about the games. I want some pops.
Right. He got you for shipping and handling. Cost of shipping. He'll give it to you. Yeah. But no, man. Anthem, dude. Here's the thing with Anthem for me. Anthem for me looks like a Gears clone. Like, I ain't gonna front. That's what it looks like. It looks like a Gears clone. Yeah, it does, dude.
Well,
come on now. Come on now.
Like Gears. It looks beautiful like Gears, but with the whole and it's like Gears mixed with Division, mixed with Destiny, and
that's another one that somebody said they were looking forward to is the Division 2. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know like the first game got a lot of criticism, but I remember when I got that game when it first came out. I thought that game was fun. Like,
which game are you talking
about? The original Division. So I think the second one could be good. I thought the first one was decent. I just think with the problem with the first was that they had like a lot of stuff they had to work out, which they eventually fixed over time. But I mean, I think overall the game was still good. Now, when it comes to Anthem, I mean, honestly, to me, that game kind of felt like a cross between like a Division version of Iron Man or something. Like just people with multiple suits.
Well, who wouldn't want that though?
Or something. And that's what I'm saying. I was sold on that when I saw that. So
and I just love the whole jetpack. And then I watched it earlier today when the character went underwater. I was like, oh man, that's dope. And then you had to go back up top again and it was just all these monsters around it. It looked like I love environments like that. I love to explore those exploring type of games. It looks sick. So I'm sold just off of that. And everything put into one. Like who wouldn't want that? As much as you want to talk bad about it, it looks decent. Now as far as what the game's going to be about once it come out and it's going to be good or not, that's we have to figure out ourselves once we play it. But other than that, we know about the trailer tropes. Mm-hmm. How it's gonna, look good, but then it'd be a shitty game. So hopefully it's just, look good and plays good. Because we all saw Destiny when that happened, when that first one came out, and I'm still pissed at that shit.
I only want one thing from Square Enix, and that's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Finally,
yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is definitely one of them. So that Square Enix, conference is going to be highly anticipated, boy. I tell you.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm just hoping they'll have some contrary news like come this conference because right now it looked like that remake might take the place of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yo, man, they better quit playing. They better quit playing, dog.
Remember that article came out last one saying that we probably have to wait up to 2023 for it. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up now.
They better quit playing, dog.
My thing is though, I'm waiting for the Nintendo conference because I'm trying to figure out how Nintendo is going to do their next thing because they're about to find a way to use ice cube trays as your new controllers or something. Because I swear to goodness, if they already got people buying $80 boxes of cardboard, they about to find a way to make use of old school ice cube trays. It's about to get ridiculous, man.
Dog, how do you work people to buying $80 worth of cardboard? What is wrong with y'all?
They're Nintendo.
You know what? They probably gonna just do a whole.
I don't get it, man.
Old Robbie the Robot games they had back in the day.
Wow.
That's real, man. Project label, dog. How do you buy that stuff and just and look at yourself in the mirror with a straight face, say, "Yeah, it's Nintendo branded cardboard." What?
Because Nintendo fans are like Tupac fans. You can't do anything or say anything wrong about Nintendo.
Man, no, you ain't lying. No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Right.
Here's what it's going to be. They're going to come out with Nintendo branded toothpicks, have people building toothpick houses and whatnot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the next thing.
That's going to be their version of Minecraft.
Wow. When they talk about doing the mini N64 and bringing that back out?
Oh, they can do that. I have no problem.
That's one of the rumors they were talking about.
I mean, it's a natural progression, so I suppose.
Yeah,
what's next? What's next? The mini Wii? Come on now.
They ain't gonna go that far. But here's the problem. There's this because the 64 honestly is the last one they can do because realistically it's cartridge based. So I mean, you can still get your stuff on those little small flash cards basically. But is it gonna be a 4-port system? Because GoldenEye.
Right.
Honestly,
classics.
I honestly really feel that they probably knowing them, they're probably gonna stop with the they're probably gonna do a classic GameCube and leave it at that. I can really see them doing that.
And the actual disc.
Well, here's the thing though. Is it gonna come with one disc that has a bunch of stuff on it? Because now you get into the point where you're gonna be using space. Now, granted, GameCube games aren't ridiculously huge, but they are mini DVDs, so there's only so much space you're gonna get.
I mean, that's true, but if you look at the price point of all these minis, they have steadily gone up as far as retail. Because NES was $50, SNES was $80, and I can only see them going up and up more, and just on the strength that they know people are gonna buy it.
Well, I guess again, I have no problem with it because at least, like I said, it's quality. Now, granted, a lot of people are hacking them and basically the entire library on them, which, it is what it is. But I like the fact that at least the SNES is one that you can go into stores and actually find. It's not there all the time, but stores do seem to get it in stock. The NES Classic was man, you just sitting out there you sitting out there for concert tickets and whatnot trying to get one. It was ridiculous. So I think that's just kind of one of the things. If Nintendo gets on the ball and makes it so you can pre-order the damn thing, and don't make the pre-order something you drop in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep, and the next thing you know, you wake up a minute after they went on and all the pre-orders are sold out.
Right. All right. So, what is everybody's? Hold on a second. What is? What's the one thing that you guys hope gets announced this year?
I mean, as far as games we have no idea they're making.
Yeah.
I actually have a few, honestly, and ironically, most of them appear to be Capcom properties, but I don't know. See, this is the thing. I would love for them to announce the Devil May Cry 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also love I know they're probably more than likely not, but I would love it if they actually came out with a new Onimusha. But I know more than likely.
There you go.
Wow, you're taking it back on that one, Jack.
A new Onimusha would be dope, man.
Man, shit, they can't even get out a simple thing. They just keep rehashing everything for anniversaries, and they can't put out anything new.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not putting out.
Don't forget, rehashes are cheap.
True.
And they make money.
Right. So they like, fuck it, we ain't got nothing better to do. Let's go ahead and get this quick couple thousand, 100,000.
Yeah, but Onimusha,
Right.
man, Onimusha is definitely one that's always been on my list of like y'all need to revisit that IP. I understand that the actor passed away. Make it look like somebody else. Y'all have to like now. Granted, they actually did have an Onimusha 4 that I never actually played, but the third one,
like
the third one and the
Dreams?
first one, yeah, I never played that one. The third one and the first one were my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fourth one like played a little bit different, but I thought the gameplay in it was fun. Because
are y'all really hoping that Capcom has retained enough of a soul to actually do such a thing?
No, I'm not putting my chips in there. I'm just saying that it would be nice if they did. Like if they managed to like even remotely revisit any of those IPs, that would definitely be an instant highlight if they actually managed to do that. But knowing Capcom being Capcom, I mean, more than likely we'll probably get the official announcement of Resident Evil 2 remake before anything else.
That's what Waffle said in the chat. He was saying Resident Evil 2 remake, which would definitely be good because that was another great one.
Devil May Cry was another one that he was talking about.
He said
he
also
just put it in
Ghost of
Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
How is it? I don't think I
Evil 2
remember that
remake.
game. I don't remember Ghost of Tsushima. I don't remember that.
Yeah, they showed it briefly last year, I think, and it's supposed to be some kind of like new like third person slash like hack and slash game that they're making. It looks decent. It looks decent enough, but again, it's it's like, okay, like are y'all gonna get behind this, or y'all just gonna announce this and then don't do anything else with it afterwards? Like y'all done with it.
Right. Hey, what's up to Timothy Lee in the chat? We in the middle of knee deep in E3 chat, so jump on in, man.
Yeah. So here's mine, right? Mine is okay. We all know that Rocksteady's been like in the lab, like putting together a project. I hope to God that they announce the Superman game for like done by Rocksteady, because like I'm really interested to see what their take on the Man of Steel will be, and being able to have a Rocksteady.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
They should do that. They should do that. Just to
I'm so hurt.
Yeah,
I'm so hurt.
Like that should be the tutorial.
So hurt. No,
no.
I'm so hurt.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. I would mess with people.
I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt. Don't even joke like that. I am so hurt. How could you say such a thing? Oh, the nightmares.
I want to see if they actually do that. I would die laughing. I will buy it just
the nightmares flying through.
So bad.
Oh,
I would do it, man.
So bad. It was so bad. But no, I'm really hoping that they do a Superman game, because I would love to see how in the world they're gonna pull that off. And not only that, but Superman don't really fight. So what's the combat system gonna be like? That's the other thing. So
probably like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's always been the issue, man. It's like,
I
think when they had that Superman Returns game on the Xbox 360, it started off okay because like you started off on War World, so it's like you fighting against people that could at least hang with them a little
bit.
They could get used to the combat, but then you go and pack the Earth, and it's just like, okay, a bunch of Metallo robots, and it's like, this is
like
really annoying.
That was like really the one downfall of that game. It got real repetitive, real fast.
Oh yeah,
real
Anthony
fast.
Winter said, "What about that Red Dead? Nobody. What's up with that? No word on that.
Red Dead 2?
Yeah, but that's already been announced. We don't hope that gets announced. That's already kind of been announced.
Well, I'm saying like they haven't shown anything else besides that.
I mean, more than likely, we know it's going to be good because it's Rockstar.
Right.
So,
here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing. I saw the what the collector's edition looked like. I was not impressed. I'm like, y'all putting a collector's edition out where the only real thing you get like a map, like a cloth map, deck of playing cards, and then like a red tin to hold it all. I'm like, really? This is the best y'all can do? No statues.
Do they at least have like a deluxe edition for it? More than likely,
I'm sure they do. I mean, they always got stuff like that. But it's just like,
I mean,
collector's edition need to step their game back up, because to me, offering DLC is not. To me, that's not collect. It's like that's fine, but give me something physical.
Ooh,
I'm gonna lay out that money.
Yeah.
ooh. Timothy Lee said one that would be dope as hell. I would love to see Legacy of Kain redone. That would be dope as hell.
And Square Enix, I think, does own that IP too. So
Yeah,
it's
that would be dope as hell.
That would be nice if they remake that.
That's it.
No man, I love those games. Those games were so cool, man.
I mean,
love
look,
those
if
games.
They gave us a brand new Tomb Raider, I could see them going back and redoing like another.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
As long as they fix the controls and the camera,
right?
Yeah. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is another game we're kind of looking forward to coming out. At least
I'm excited. I'm
and I hope
for that.
I certainly hope there's like no console exclusivity for it. I mean, I shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be like that because I know SpiderMan is PS4 exclusive, but still, man, I don't want.
It's a Sony brand,
right?
I mean, that does make sense. That does make sense. Yeah, that does make sense. That makes sense. But still, and Timothy Lee was saying, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Every poster I've seen of that has got all 3 versions, simultaneously. It's not like anything's going to be held back for that Tomb Raider game.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. A new project from Software is dropping as well. Now, From Software, what did they do again? I'm trying to remember. Didn't they do Armored Core? Was that them?
Armored Core, you went back. Damn.
Right.
Yeah, dog. I mean, no, I'm being serious. Didn't they do Armored Core?
I had to look it up because I ain't played Armored Core since back in Waffle's basement. And that was back in '99.
I love that game, dude.
It was for the 99 and 2000.
Okay, yeah. Armored Core. I mean, From Software did Bloodborne and Dark Souls. So they're supposed to do another one, but and yeah, they did do Armored Core and they did do Tenchu a long time ago. So Tenchu would be pretty interesting because I know a lot of people have been talking. Dog, a new Tenchu. Oh my god, dude. Man,
updated mechanics, that'd be dope.
Yes, man. Oh my god, that would be so dope. That would be so dope. 3D Dot Game Heroes, which was another game that I know that was a game that Daido Kuji like absolutely loved. He loved that. But yeah, I would love to see a Tenchu game come out on top of Armored Core. So I'm crossing my fingers officially, hoping that that's what gets announced. Anything else we kind of want to see coming out from them?
I know they did. I think it was Timothy or Timothy has said, like, I know we had already mentioned Death Stranding, but the thing is, I actually do need to see how that game actually plays because up to this point, we've only been seeing 4 render cutscenes, or at least real time.
400.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
400.
It's like we need to see how this game plays because I don't know. It's like I don't know how to take this game. I don't know where to go with it, but it's like I just need to know how the hell this thing is.
It's gonna play like Metal Gear Solid Phantom. Was it Phantom Limb?
Yo, man, don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't even be like that, man.
What? Yes, I got it. And I'm still
no, man, dog. Did you pay for that? Did you buy it?
I got
that Metal Gear Survive crap. Did you buy that?
Hell no. I got the.
Oh, I thought that's what you was talking. I thought you was talking about
Phantom Pain. Yeah, I couldn't remember the damn name.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about Metal Gear Survive. Like, no, don't talk about that.
I will go out on a limb and say that everybody else on this panel has enough dignity to not even waste money on Survive.
Hell no, I ain't buying that game. Are you kidding me? No way. Dude, that might have been the worst game Konami ever put out, dog. I'm like, I am not kidding. They should be ashamed of themselves, man. How do they let themselves fall this far?
That's the most shameful game that they've ever put out. Like, if anything,
it was so bad, so bad.
It's like
so bad.
That's just why I just hope like they just go bankrupt and have to sell off their IPs at this point.
Man, can I give me a Zone of Enders game, please? Can I give me a real good looking Zone of Enders game, man? I mean,
GQ sporting my favorite franchise from them for like right now, other than Metal Gear.
See, hold on. Castlevania, they stole Castlevania's soul and dropped it in the toilet, though.
They sure did, dude.
Castlevania.
What was that? Lords of Shadow? Was that it?
See, I still never played the second one, but I like the first
Shadow
one.
Was all right, but it's just like I think the problem is, and again, it goes back to Konami, like for a while, like during the Nintendo age, like they were one of the big five. Like they were like top dogs back in the day. Yeah, and then as time went on, it's like you got Metal Gear in the PlayStation era, and it was like, okay, y'all finally on. Y'all are sticking with it, and y'all have revolutionized gaming. And then you find out it was really Kojima, obviously, that was really, you know, keeping Metal Gear going. And then they dump them, and it's just like, y'all don't really care about gaming no more. It's just it seems like, you know, either they're trying to drop another Castlevania or something that's not even like Castlevania. You know, they're just trying to keep the name out there. And then with Metal Gear Survive, it's just like, can y'all give us an actual game? Now I know Timothy Lee just said that video games will last on their, you know, the list because, you know, they stay focused on their gambling games and the pachinko machines. But it's like, you can do both. It's like you can do both, like that little girl in that taco commercial. Why not? Why not both? Why not both?
Absolutely.
So it's like it kind of gets on my nerves that it's like when companies that have been like on top like that just suddenly just seem to fall off. It's like, yes, I understand sometimes it's upper management or not wanting to put the money in because again, doing games nowadays is a ridiculously expensive endeavor. But there are times when it's like some of your old IPs, people have been clamoring for this stuff for years. You know, and it's just like the only one that Capcom tried to bring around again, and they didn't really do a good enough push with it was Darkstalkers. Because if they really thought about it, it's like, dude, when Twilight came out, you could have capitalized on vampire stuff. Like when Underworld came out, you had werewolves in your game. It's like Darkstalkers was under the surface, just sitting there waiting to be used, and they're just like, nope, we're gonna pull Morgan and Felicia every now and again, and that's it.
That's it.
Like
right.
But you got more.
Yeah. All right. So what rumor, and there's a lot of rumors out there concerning E3, from, you know, games being announced to what's going to be announced at the press conferences. What rumor do you hope is proven to be true?
There's so many.
I don't know.
Backwards compatibility on the PS4.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. That's the number one thing I'm looking for. Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine what would happen if Sony says, "Hey, in the next PS4 update, you're gonna be able to pop in your old PS2 games and your PS3 games, and you'll be able to play them like right out the box." Like, first of all, the anger is going to be like, well, why didn't you give us this in the first place? Why'd you waste our time with PlayStation Now? And the second is going to be a whole bunch of people living over in Xbox land that haven't sold their PS2s, PS3s, probably going to end up buying PS4s now. Because I know our friend Mike Riley, who was like staunchly in the Xbox camp. My man just asked me what was my PS4 gamer tag 2 days ago. He got himself a PS4. So,
I'm getting one too. I'm definitely getting one still.
For that PS4. Or for that reason?
No,
for that reason.
There's a couple of games on PS2 that I would like to play still, but I want to get it because a couple of games for PS4 I really want. Of course, SpiderMan. What's the other game? What's the other zombie game? Was it Days Gone?
Yeah, that got pushed next year.
They got pushed right next year, so I want that. So there's a couple of games I really want to get PS4. Excuse me. So I'm definitely looking forward for the backwards compatibility if that is going to happen, because it's a bunch of games I want to play from PS2 and PS3.
Now, you know, the other question about that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, the thing is, I don't think people will really be upset about it because the PS Now service is a streaming service. And there's a lot of people they'd rather do streaming than get physical copies of stuff. So for, you know, people like Dido and myself that still have a lot of the old games, because, you know, again, I don't trade in games ever.
Right.
I think, you know, throwing the backwards compatibility and it'll be fine. It's never really been an issue for me because I still have my original PS1. I still have my PS2. I still got a PS3. So it's just like, I can play my old stuff whenever I feel like it. It would just be nice to now do it on one machine, which is fine. Again, but I hope they do it like you said. I hope it's just literally pop the disc in and go, because I don't feel like doing the Xbox model where it's like you put it in and we're basically downloading this game to your system, but you got to keep the disc in. Like, if that's the case, just let me play it off the disc.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that.
So that was annoying when they started.
And that does make me wonder if they're gonna, like, if they do the backwards compatibility, if they'll end up making you have to like do some kind of digital download or something like that instead of letting you play it off the disc.
Yeah. Also, Waffles has said they got to take a note from Microsoft and have it enhance the games. Which who knows how you see how that works? I mean, if they can, because again, a lot of those games obviously were 4x3 or
aspect
that
ratio
era. So the enhancements might be few and far between, or it might just be subtle things like making it look a little bit crisper. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Any other rumors that we hope are proven to be true? Out there,
there was one particular one that I'm not gonna hold it. I'm not gonna put too much stock into it. But I remember like when one of the other Square Enix rumors that they were remaking Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, what? We're gonna have to wait 10 years for that one?
It's a minuscule thing, but like I'm not putting too much stock in that. But like if that proves to be true, like that would make me lose my shit. Because honestly, 8 has been like my favorite for a really long time. So I'm not even gonna think that it's gonna be true. It's not even in my mind to think it's true. Part of me just hopes that maybe there's some stock into it, but I know that's just wishful thinking. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But as far as rumors, that's about it.
I don't think it's gonna happen because they couldn't get Kingdom Hearts out, so that's one of those things gonna be.
Yeah, this is the one. Like, man, they got enough trouble getting Kingdom Hearts 3 out, man. I don't know. I don't need them doing any other remakes. Hold on.
Timothy Lee's saying he's obviously wants some Final Fantasy VII remake info is what he wants, but also he's saying I guess it doesn't matter because Sony's about to try to move on to the PS5. I honestly don't think they might make an announcement about it, but they're not going to like hype it up.
I don't think so
because again, Sonys strength has always been when they drop a system, they support it for a while. Then they move on, and even after they move on, they still support the old one. So I mean. Yeah. That's one thing. That was one of the things that pissed me off with Microsoft when they first dropped the original Xbox, and then as soon as the 360 came out, it was like within a couple of months they just dropped the original.
They dropped that boy. I mean, like dropped it like a rock.
Like, like y'all, like I was mad. I'm like, okay, y'all just acted like this old system don't even exist no more. I'm like, okay, I see how it is. And then you look on the Sony side of things, and they, PS2 still going strong. I'm like, that's how you do it, man.
Right.
Just, you
now,
get some
Gears of War 5, would that be of interest to a lot of people? I mean, how did we I was gonna say, how did we like Gears of War 4? I don't remember that being like super well received like the original trilogy was. So them doing a Gears 5, I don't know.
I think it's along the lines of Halo. I think people are probably like, okay, whatever. Let's get something new out there. That's why I think Anthem is going to be that one. It's just I don't know, just something fresh and new. Not to say fresh and new, but it's because it looks like you said, it looks like the Destinies, it looks like the Mass Effects, but it's to me personally, it looks. The environment looks dope. It just I don't know. I can't explain how great it looks, but like as far as Gears goes, like okay, how many times can you stop this? These giant monsters on this planet and yada.
Locusts coming out.
Locusts coming out, and like, it's the same game over and over again. There's nothing new in Gears of War, to be honest with you.
I think that's always been my issue with. I mean, Gears. The first Gears, don't get me wrong, was revolutionary.
Absolutely.
The cover mechanic was really well done. The graphics were amazing and just ridiculous. And it's just kind of like I don't like the fact that, and this is the same with any type of genre, fighting games, puzzle games, whatever. It's you run into the fact that once you come up with a new mechanic and everybody copies it, then it's just like, okay, well, what else you got for me? Because Call of Duty, for me, the reason I never got into it was like, okay, I can only fight World War I or II so many times. Like I'm kind of bored. Like y'all keep sending me back to World War I or World War II. And then it's just like this newest one is in a fictionalized World War II. I'm like, there's other wars that were fought, or I don't know, you could just make up a war to like throw us into. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like the whole thing is like
shit, Vietnam.
Right. But no, they ain't gonna touch that. They scared
it's
to touch that.
Too much. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much red tape around with that one.
Yeah,
but I think what it is because like Activision had like forwarded so much with Call of Duty. Like, I guess that's why like they didn't want to bother like going like further or just trying to make up something because Call of Duty already did it. But they still run into that issue with like, oh, now you're doing World War II all over again. I mean, what we're gonna do this time? Well, we're gonna make it switch something up and make it a different outcome. I'm like, okay, but it's still World War II.
Check this out. So Nico Shoemaker said, why can't we just get a strong Army of Two remake?
I don't know. Isn't that don't we kind of consider Army of Two kind of almost like a failed IP? Like it didn't really get its just due. It was a dope game. Am I mixing Army of Two up with Kane and Lynch?
Well, they kind of had a little similarity, a little bit.
Okay.
So to
Army
speak.
of Two had an interesting dynamic though.
It did. It really did.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the second one wasn't as well received as the first one, but I don't think it could be necessarily. I mean, technically, it is a quote unquote dead IP, but I think that's still something they could revisit. Like, I don't think it's just totally in the ground.
Here's what I would like to see. I want to return to games like Manhunt. I want to return to games where it's like I'm getting to, because again, for me, I'm tired of playing the hero in every game.
Right.
There are other sides to the story. Like again, this might not be the most popular opinion, but like I would love to see a Call of Duty game that lets you pick either the allies or the Axis powers. Like play from both sides of it. Like why not? It's fictional. I'm not fictional. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It's a retelling basically. But it's like, why can't, again, it's not popular, but why can't I play from the German side of the war?
Dude, you said Manhunt. That was my game.
I think that's a good idea, but let's be real. We're not going to see another Manhunt.
But again, to me, I understand that, but to me, that's why you have a rating system.
True.
That's what gets on my nerves about this. It's like, I understand that, yes, it might not be the most popular thing. That's why I like, for example, that one game, Hatred. I downloaded that just because I thought it was cool that they let you play a psychopath basically in the game and run around and kill whoever you want to kill, do what you want to do. Because it's like you have a rating system for a reason. And again, games are supposed to be an outlet to an extent. So why can't you indulge people that want to go down a darker path more often than every 8-9 years we get a game where it's like Manhunt or Hatred or something along those lines where you get to technically play the quote unquote bad guy. I don't see any. I think that's one strand of games, or I wouldn't even call it a genre. It's just basically it's a different version of storytelling, different side of storytelling. So,
I really want another Dead Space.
Dead Space was cool. They got up to what?
Dead
3?
Space was cool.
Yeah.
The third one I didn't like too much. They changed the mechanics in it. But the first one, the second one was, oh man, I really enjoyed that game.
You know what? Hold on. I know this is very far fetched, but what would be really awesome if EA actually really had enough sense that they would actually revitalize their EA big IPs.
EA what?
Big.
EA big.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like SSX? Yeah, that would be cool.
If they actually revitalize those IPs, like that would be great. Like
see that.
If we could like just somehow just got a new SSX, a new NBA Street.
Oh.
Like a new,
hold on.
Oh, that would be so dope.
The first NBA Street was great.
The second one was the best.
Yeah, then they jumped the shark. I forgot which one it was. They jumped the
3.
shark hard.
I think it was 3.
Yeah, it was 3. They jumped the shark hard.
Yeah.
It was like, dude. And then what was the other one? Def Jam. Def Jam jumped the shark when they came out with Def Jam. Icon completely jumped the shark.
That
I'm like,
game
dude,
was so trash,
so garbage. Like, why they change? Like everybody was doing like free brawling. Like,
Timothy Lee brought up another Capcom classic, Power Stone.
Yeah.
We'll never nice see that again.
Again, it's the time is right for it though, but they won't do it.
They won't.
Yeah, they don't have no fun games like that no more.
See, another IP that they had that they won't touch again they only released one like one American version of it. It was a series that they had called Sengoku Basara. They had one game for it. It was like, it's basically like their take on Dynasty Warriors.
Wait, Sengoku Basara?
Yeah, Sengoku Basara.
Why would they call it Sengoku Trash? Because that's what Basara translates to.
I mean, I don't know. That's what they called it. But
okay.
But whatever the case may be, it was like it's basically just like most of like, you know, like the old Japanese warlord figures or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like a completely different take on it. But it plays exactly like Dynasty Warriors, but like the game mechanics are like so more fluid.
Capcom
like,
is super trash. That's why.
No, the game was fun as hell. Like the game was dope.
But it sounds like it's Three Kingdoms mixed with Dynasty Warriors.
Well, yeah, but I think it's more Samurai Warriors, but same thing. But
yeah.
Yeah, but I just honestly really felt like if Capcom really truly got behind that, I really feel like that probably would have superseded Dynasty Warriors had they got behind it.
Capcom needs to get their act together because the Street Fighter V was lackluster, but I still enjoy playing it. Monster Hunter, I've never really got into, but that obviously is a huge hit for them. They've been neglecting Resident Evil for a little bit too long, and I don't know. They gotta.
I mean, have they?
Yeah. When was the last actual Resident Evil release besides 7? No, I'm saying no. But again, 7 to me is a little bit. Even though 7 is a Resident Evil game in name, it's a departure.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's still one of the things that like got. See, the one thing that tripped me out about that game was like the whole progression of it when you play the different modes. Like you play with the main guy who is just weak and shit, and you just gets murdered no matter what weapons you get. Then you play with Chris, and you're like gun master with him. Then you play with old girl's uncle, and he's just giving hands to everything that moves. I'm like,
what? He said giving hands to everything that moves.
You know what? Now that you said that, I want a Braun Strowman game. I want a Braun Strowman game based in
where
you just run through, it's giving people them hands. It's like that's awesome.
That's all it was, bro.
Oh, man.
Here's what needs to come back, and it needs to come back in a couch form where you can play on the couch with your friends or online. Left 4 Dead needs to make a return.
Oh my god, yes! I mean,
could you imagine Left 4 Dead with today's power on these systems?
Yeah. Hell yeah!
I think people are still wishing for a Left 4 Dead 3 right now.
Exactly. Left 4 Dead needs to come back. And wait, hold on. Now I think it was 2 years ago. They advertised this one zombie game where the dude was running from zombies and he ran up in like an old sawmill or something like that, and hordes of zombies were chasing him down. Did that ever even come out?
That was Days Gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Days Gone.
So that's already out.
Well, they revealed it, but it got pushed to next year, so we still got some ways before it comes out.
Okay, well, I'll be playing that when that drops because that game looks freaking awesome.
That's what
I know. That's why a lot of people were disappointed.
All right, fair enough. Dynasty Warriors is the only game you can cosplay as Stevie Wonder.
Wait, what?
Timothy Lee just said Dynasty Warriors is the only game you can cosplay as Stevie Wonder. What's up to John Peterson just joining the chat? We are we passed knee deep. We almost neck deep up talking about E3 stuff. So join on in.
You know what's funny? Dynasty Warriors had that long list of games that came out every year. Like
Dynasty Warriors was like, it was becoming the Saw of video games. Like we're gonna come out a new one. We're gonna come out a new one every year. You know what? The only thing that was almost like a guarantee that it was gonna drop on launch day for almost every system was Ridge Racer. Remember that Ridge Racer for the longest time was dropping at the beginning of every console generation. There was a new Ridge Racer would come along. All of a sudden, he just stopped doing it. I'm like,
man, because the last couple ones they had were terrible.
Because they were trying to get too realistic. I'm like, you guys are arcade racers. That's what you guys are.
I want the Midnight Club.
Oh, Midnight Club coming back would be interesting because even the The first one was great. The second one was perfect. The third one was okay, but I like the third one's soundtrack. The third one's soundtrack was freaking great.
Hey, now what if you could do like, all right, say if Midnight Club came back, right? What if you could race for like, did they do this already? Where like online racing, if like you can play someone for the slips of the car, like literally take their car from them.
Gotta ask Waffles that.
Yeah, I have to watch
Which
Waffles. Yeah, I'm just asking. Like, was there in Midnight Club? Was there like an online component where you played online and like you drag race against somebody? And if they lose, you gotta turn over the car. Like you lose the car, like the custom car that you built and everything.
I don't think they had anything like that, because people would have found a way to cheat that anyway.
Hell yeah, that would have disconnect.
Disconnects and all other sorts of
hell yeah.
I know.
Like, I ain't losing my car.
I know Waffles over there saying he want another Forza. I'm sure of that.
Oh yeah, he said that a while ago. He said that a while ago. Yeah,
I don't think you realized Forza was his life. Like when we were growing up, he would do the 24-hour.
What do you mean was his life? It still is his life, dog.
Hold on, wasn't he the one that used to do Gran Turismo?
Yeah, he used to do marathons in Gran Turismo. He was like the only dude I knew that would do that. I was like, dude, man, you're hardcore.
Here's the thing, though. Gran Turismo, like that game, that was one game that was like, okay, I had thought about starting to play that when Gran Turismo 3 came out for the, I think it was the PS3. And it was like, okay, this looks kind of interesting. I might get into this. And I thought about getting it. And I just never got around to it. And then Gran Turismo 4, instead of dropping Gran Turismo 4 straight up, they were like Gran Turismo Prologue. I'm like, what? Like, wait, what do you mean the game has a prologue? Like a whole separate game before the actual game? I'm like, when they started doing that, I'm like, maybe I don't want this particular franchise, because I just don't know. What's up to Casey Hampson over here joining the chat?
Casey, what's up, man? It's been a while.
We are all the way up to everybody's chin in E3.
Right. So let's move on to the next thing, right? Let's start breaking it down a little bit deeper. All right, so let's talk about each of the big three companies: Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Start off with Nintendo. How could Nintendo steal E3 this year? Like, what would they have to do in order to make it so everybody's talking about them coming out of E3?
Advertise more cardboard.
Hey, wasn't a Metroid coming out? What was the difference?
And they announced that last year.
Yeah, Metroid Prime, but they could show Metroid Prime. I think that could be one thing.
That's about it. They ain't got none.
Yeah, that's always
they got more than that.
Like what?
I mean, it's the same IPs every year. It's like
it's the same IPs. Mario, I get you, but
Mario might be like one of the most well-known IPs in the world. Metroid is getting a little long in the tooth, in my opinion. Pikmin has never been on the map for me at all.
Yeah, ever.
So it's like it's like, and I don't really personally care about Zelda. So it's like, what else do you guys really have? If they really wanted to get ridiculous, they could come up with a Captain N video game.
Hey,
they come out, dude, I'm telling you, they come out with a Captain N video game where you literally are playing Kevin. You get sucked in the video world, and you have to play through various genres. You got your Castlevania level, you got your Metroid levels, you got your Mega Man levels, and like you literally dice it up like that. I'll buy that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
they're not smart enough.
The Game Master.
They're not smart enough.
That would be interesting. That honestly would be interesting. But Nintendo being Nintendo,
they're not smart enough.
More than likely, this is what more than likely they're going to show. They're probably going to show some Metroid stuff. They're probably going to announce the Switch port for Smash. They're probably going to announce whatever new Pokemon game they were supposed to be making. And they're probably going to announce maybe like some other third-party games that's already been out for like the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, so, then they're gonna announce their recycling program for the Labo.
All right.
I'm sorry, man. I'll give them all the credit in the world for that one. It's like you trick parents into buying a box of cardboard that you
I'll never be able to get beyond that.
Still have to put together. I would. You know what? I want to be there if somebody's kids asked them for Labo for Christmas. I literally want to just
have them open it up.
I want to just be a fly on the wall and see that. It's like you asked for an $80 box of cardboard this year. you straight up asked for an $80 box of cardboard.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
It's like, dude, it's just like I never thought that I'd see the day where like something Nintendo comes out now, like the damn Virtual Boy was worth more than that. Like,
I mean, exactly. At least you could do. I mean, again, here's what I hate to rag on. Actually, no, I don't. I love to. Here's what I really dislike about that. Imagine you get that. And you know how like products are made, there's defects. Imagine if you get that one where like the cardboard is already torn wrong or something is just wrong. Because you know something's gonna happen where like you're gonna open it up and the cardboard is already like torn through where it's not supposed to be torn through. Or like you know how like you got a stamping machine that cuts it. You know it's gonna be one where it got like misstamped. So or like you're gonna have like something that's already broke. How are you gonna take that back to the store? I would love to know that one because it's like you're gonna be like, dude, it's ripped. It's cardboard. What did you expect? It's like you ain't getting no refund.
This is about as dumb as the Pent Rock.
Right. I would, dude, like I said, Nintendo was some geniuses for that because you know all they did was they sent all their employees out. It was like, look, y'all, I need y'all to go to Costco this weekend and grab as many of them empty boxes as you can and bring them back to the plant. And we're gonna put that mug through the paper shredder and make up some new cardboard. Then we're gonna print out some patterns on this and we're gonna resell it to people. Because that's all they did.
I could just like literally just picture them just in the boardroom trying to figure out like, okay, like what new innovation are we gonna come out of that? Like we already got the portable console and we managed to make cardboards work. What are the next thing?
Oh yeah, I can just see somebody else just raising their hand. I can just see somebody raising their hand. It's like, well, the marketing rubber bands haven't been tapped in yet. Like,
right. What the hell?
It's gonna be rubber bands and free range eggs.
I guess they ain't nothing better to do apparently because they know that games kind of suck ass.
It's
and
like
cardboard and rubber bands.
That's always been my criticism with Nintendo is the fact that like they rely so much more on gimmicks and actual gaming innovations.
They are the niche of niche.
Right.
So that's why I can't do Nintendo. That's why I was like when everybody started like jumping on the Switch about like how it has this, that, and that. I'm like, okay, but like the thing is, I told myself I was gonna wait like a year and a half to see what it does, to see if it does anything that justifies me getting one, and it still has yet to do something.
Here's my issue with it. Here's my issue with the Switch, and Daidakuji has one, and I played it for a little bit, but it's like my problem is Nintendo's. It's like, okay, especially when they're their most recent systems, the buttons on that thing are like minuscule. Like you got to basically be a toddler to play that thing. And you know, I'm not saying that Dido is one, but I'm just saying it's like the buttons are so freaking small. And then you get to the like, oh, okay, well, we offer the Pro controller, you know, a regular controller basically, but it's like it's $80. I'm like,
yep,
I just gave you $250 for the system. Why should I have to give you another $80 to play with a regular controller?
I'm saying,
I'm not digging them Joy-Cons, man.
Man, Nintendo is like they're like the king of peripherals at this point, dude. It's like ever since like I mean, look, you can even date this back to the Super Nintendo. Like Super Nintendo had like a whole lot of peripherals too, and it's like they kind of sort of chilled on that a little bit. But it's like when the Wii came back, oh, that was a peripheral fest. Like you had to have like an extra thing for everything, for tennis, for shooting, for fishing, for skateboarding. Like I'm like, why do I need all this just to play a game? Like, come on. And it's like, and they ever since then they just never stopped. It's just like, how many more peripherals can we make? Oh, we come out with the amiibos. Now people got to start collecting amiibos like Pokemon cards.
No, amiibos was smart though, because they came out with a couple that I thought actually were really pretty cool, and I actually bought them. I don't even have a Wii U or even a Switch, so I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Some of the amiibos are really nice. What's up to Tony Young in the chat?
I mean, they are, but I mean, again, like I'm not trying to like break the bank. Just collecting figures that like only few of them only cool looking. Like
the Mario ones were dope.
It's like
the Mario ones were nice, and they got Falco dabbing. So I don't want to hear it.
All right, guys. So since Nintendo, everybody kind of thinks Nintendo can't really take it. You know, you're not really Okay. All right. Fine. So
I'm waiting for Disney to buy Nintendo.
all right. So how could Sony take E3 this year? What's it gonna take for Sony to kind of make everybody talking about them at the end of the
well, let's see.
Honestly, for me, it could be the backwards compatibility. That could be the one thing. Like that's for sure. Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out and it gets the first crack. Like say it comes out this year, they get the 6-month window. Like it's exclusive to PS3 for 6 months. That'd be one thing. Anything else?
I think here's the thing, and I remember when Sony suddenly dropped this with the PS3. Remember when all of a sudden one day they came out with an update and they turned the PS3 into a 3D Blu-ray player? Like just out of the blue. Now, if they find some crazy ass reverse engineering way to do that and turn the PS4 into a 4K Blu-ray player as an update, that'll be great.
I'd be kind of mad though.
That would be the nail. That would literally be the last nail because it's like Microsoft, you came out with 3 systems to keep up, basically. You finally passed them up, but it took you 3 systems within this generation to do it. Now, if they suddenly say, like, oh, by the way, PS4's update turns your PS4 into a 4K Blu-ray player. No extra.
That'd be insane, dude.
I'll be sitting there like, dude, that was just me. That would be
like for real. If they do that on the heels of the backwards compatibility, say, hey, literally the PS4 is going to be your one-stop shop. Like you don't need to go anywhere for anything else. Like we are your media.
It's like a liquor store.
We're your TV because they got PlayStation View. We're your live TV with DVR. We're your 4K player. We're your PS4 game system. We're your PS3 game system. We're your PS2 game system.
Basically, PlayStation is like a liquor store. You get your food in there, you get your clothes in there.
Really, like literally,
you get your vegetables.
Right.
What do you need?
Waffles is saying that he thinks that Sony's going to have a bunch of stuff on sale and most of the replayers, and he personally is going to be picking up some $40 controllers, which that's not a horrible idea. They came out with some new colors. I still got a gold controller that I haven't even opened yet.
Damn.
Timothy Lee saying The Last of Us, Death Stranding, that samurai game, all very good picks. All very good picks for reasons why. Those exclusives. In fact, that's why our boy Mike Riley bought a PS4 because the exclusives, the lineup of exclusives was just so strong. It was
Absolutely.
Like you just couldn't ignore it. You had to get one.
I think that honestly has been the main thing. I mean, it's been that for a while, obviously, as far as the console worlds go. But it's like I think the issue that Microsoft kind of shot themselves in the foot with was all of their exclusives can be played on your PC. So it's like if you got a game, right? So if you got a gaming PC, it's like, well, I don't need to necessarily buy an Xbox now,
right?
You know, it's just like to me that wasn't a smart move. Now, again, maybe from a money standpoint, it makes sense on their end, somewhere in there somehow. But it's like, I just think that was just a weird thing to do. Yeah, I don't know. I that's just the one on Microsoft that I just when they announced that, I'm like, you're basically making your system obsolete in a sense, outside of people that might want to do their Netflix or whatever other services that are offered on the system. But it's like, okay, you can still do that other ways anyway. With most TVs, it's built in nowadays. So I just thought that was an odd thing for them to do when they suddenly made that announcement. And then the announcement that I always thought was funny was when they announced the Xbox One S and the X at the same time. I thought that was a funny ass thing too.
It was because, like, dude, it's like I remember one of the shows like you guys had when we were like talking about the name and how we felt about it, like what other names we could have gone with, like because do you know like how easily it is for somebody to mix up saying Xbox One S and Xbox One X? Like,
oh, you have no idea. When I was in retail, they said you got the new Xbox One X. I mean, it's not out yet. It's the S that's out. No, it's the X. I'm like, no, the X doesn't come out.
Exactly.
I'm just seeing it. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to tell you right now, I work in retail. It's not out yet. If I did have it, I'll sell it to you.
Right. Oh, hey, what's up to Rizzy in the chat saying he's hoping for a new Warriors game.
A new Warriors game would be wild, dog. It's like literally, who like for real? Who would ever even think a new Warriors game? Like they're not even on the map as far as like Marvel goes. But it would be pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie. Unless he's talking about Warriors as in like, remember when what was that, a PS3 game that they did for the Warriors? Like based off of the old movie, the 1977 movie?
No, it was PS2 and they ported it.
Was it PS2? Yeah, it was PS2.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Q over to say he only uses his Xbox One S for the 4K player, which I'm in pretty much the same boat. It's like I picked it up for because I wanted that Killer Instinct remake,
right?
Mainly because of Killer Instinct 1 and 2. But and then like I said, it came with Gears of War 4, and then I ended up picking Ultimate Gears up, but I haven't really played those. So I mean, it's mainly working as a 4K Blu-ray player.
All right, so back to Sony. What do we think? Like, is there anything they could do PS like VR wise that would just make this say, okay, like they got it, like this would be the dopest thing I've ever seen.
The definitive Star Wars lightsaber simulator.
Yes, like online multi. Yeah. Well, see, I don't know about online multiplayer either, because you're gonna be fighting kids that just gonna be doing this all the time. Like,
no, yeah, I would rather that. I would honestly rather that be almost like an on rails experience. Like, just and realistically, here's how I would do the And I've always said this. It's like if you got a VR environment and you got your headphones in, the force should actually just be a little faint whisper. I mean, it should be like a little faint whisper that you hear right before something happens. And it's like, okay, if you picked up on it, you know where to kind of, get your saber placed or get your saber ready. You know what I'm saying? It should just be something like that, or even almost like a faint vibration to like different size, because make it a surround type of a feel to it. But it's like you've had all this time, and it's like that's what disappointed me about the Wii so much. I'm like, your controller looks like it wants to be a lightsaber hilt, and you never came out with a good lightsaber.
Oh, I was so disappointed in them. I was so disappointed.
That was surprising.
It was tailor made for them. They let the Kinect do it with that. Remember that Star Wars Kinect, that Kinect Star Wars game that they had, where you actually had to jump and move. No, it was so lame. It was so. I bought it for my kids. I got the demo for my kids, and I was like, "This is crap, dude. This is such crap. It's such crap." All right, but we honestly think Sony's kind of almost the odds-on favorite to take it this year, just based off of the exclusive games that they got.
They got the more interesting lineup right now.
They do.
True.
It's like last year, Microsoft kind of, they were just hardware. Okay, it was like, okay, that's nice, but where are the games? Because a majority of what they showed last year weren't even exclusive titles. Like they were just showing off multi-platform on the X. Like that was
it. Q hit me with the if they did a Bushido Blade remake. Oh my god!
That depends on what Square Enix wants to do. That would be great if they decide to do that. But
oh my god, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
Could you imagine a Bushido Blade game as a VR game?
Yes, I could. That would be nice.
I'm not saying only. I mean, you can do both, but I mean, I would love to have a VR mode. See, I think that's where Sony is kind of failing. Is they need to push some of these companies to come up. Now, granted, if you go onto the PSN, there's plenty of VR content that you can get.
Right.
It's usually very nuanced, or it's very directed to one particular thing. But I'm even Tony Young is saying, Dragon Quest VR, or Rizzy saying Sword Art on VR. There's a lot of different things that can be done with VR that is just they're just not explored.
A Sword Art Online. No, not Street Fighter. No.
Well, Tekken 7 has a VR mode, but it's more or less like a watch mode. It's nothing really special. And they've tried VR fighting before, and it just doesn't pan out like first person fighting. It usually doesn't work very well. I would like to see, because the VR is pretty damn precise. I mean, they did a really good job on it based on, for its cost. But because they did Fruit Ninja, and Fruit Ninja VR is fun as hell. So it's if you guys can do that exactly right, any sword play, lightsabers included, should be on the menu.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? No, just saying, can you imagine they did a Street Fighter VR and you're doing a hurricane kick and you get dizzy as fuck?
See, I don't have no time for that. See, I don't have no time for that. No.
Yeah.
Like a fucking roller coaster.
Now, in this list of the leaked possible PlayStation press conference stuff, they did mention a Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. Maybe that might be exclusive to PS4. That could be pretty interesting. Although I don't know how I feel with Kojima not at the helm. I don't trust Konami enough to really do it right.
It'd be like another Mega Man without Mighty Number 9 and all the other shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. What about Mega Man 11? Is that supposed to have any?
It didn't say anything about Mega Man 11. No.
You know, like one of my friends pretty much said that he just wants a new Mega Man X game.
That could be
I would too. I would like that too. But I don't trust Capcom anymore. Sorry, I know
that's the thing.
I just don't. I really just don't.
That is always the thing. That's the rub.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
All right. So
like I said, I think what it is just it's the industry has become a almost cannibalistic society in its own regard, because it's like back in the day when the games were cheap to make, you could take, you could experiment, try new things out, this and that. The budgets have just skyrocketed. So it's like, unless it's a sequel, it's usually probably not going to get green lit. And I think that's just one of the issues that's always been a problem. It's just like, Street Fighter suffered from it. It's like, a lot of the IPs suffered from it. It's like, most of the stuff that's coming out is just going to be remakes or almost sure things, basically. It's like nobody's really going to experiment. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right, so here's the last thing. How could Microsoft win E3 this year?
They won't.
I didn't ask you that. That's not what I asked you. That is not what I asked you. I asked you how could they win E3?
Listen,
man, could you play along, please?
I'm playing along, but I'm being honest. I'm brutally honest.
Look, 50% price drop for all their systems for this week.
There you go.
Because that $50 off ain't really big.
And I got an Xbox, and it's like, okay. Well,
yeah, that $50 off the system, and I think like $10 off controllers. I'm like, y'all ain't really trying to catch up. Y'all must be planning something big on the horizon for the next box or whatever they're gonna call it.
Right. I mean,
y'all some savages, man. Come on,
dude.
How can they win, dog?
Let's be real. Let's be real. Like I said before, they shot themselves in the foot with making their system basically a box that if you don't have a computer, this is your stopgap. That's literally all their system is right now. And then it's on just numbers of systems in households right now. Sony is destroying them. So what else do they have left? And it's like I said, if you're not coming out with killer apps, killer exclusive games, because again, Waffles loves Forza. That's cool. And people that are car enthusiasts are going to play their Forza. And that's fine. That's one game. Tomb Raider's coming out on every system. Right. Almost everything that's dropping is multi-plat right now. Multi-platform. So it's like, why do I necessarily need to get your system at this moment? Because you don't have, even for people that want VR, you don't have a VR thing. Essentially, if you get a VR, you're getting the Oculus. So you're playing on PC anyway. Why would you play that on your box? Wait, is it Oculus for the Xbox or is it something else?
I think it's Oculus, yes.
I think they're trying to put the Oculus on Xbox if they have
right.
Already.
So it's like, even if it's like, for me, it's like if I laid out the money for an Oculus, you damn sure I got a PC that's gonna play that mug.
Right.
I don't need an Xbox to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like they're in a weird space right now. What's up to Maurice Slaughter, who just joined the show?
Big Mo.
Yeah, it's like they're in a weird space right now. So it's like, what do you do? It's like you're a game system that advertised yourself when you first came out as a multimedia hub, and it's just like, okay, yeah, but what about the games? Oh well, what was it? What did that dude say that really just sank it right after the beginning? Is just like, well, I mean, for people that ain't online, you can get yourself Xbox 360. Really?
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
Like that's how you want to start this party? Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit that was really funny when he did that. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't know I don't remember if he was a spokesman or if he was supposed to be a PR guy, but it's like either way it goes, it's like
fucked up.
It's like who lets you say that? Like, how does your brain fix your mouth to finish that sentence, because I'm like, dude, it was like
shot himself dead in the foot.
I can imagine 20 minutes before he went on. He said, I'm gonna say this shit. Fuck what they talking about.
Right. Who off his pinky toe in the process?
Right.
I'm weak, dog.
Here's exactly how that happened. You know that meme, Fun Life with a sunglasses like dropping on you? He thought that's what that was about to be. He thought that's what that moment was about to be. He thought it was just like, man, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna say this, and then Thug Life glasses gonna drop in. It's like, dude,
epic fail.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Because like, there's no other explanation for you saying that. It's like, dude, no marketing class I have ever taken has ever said to me, hey, dude.
You don't like it? Go get this other product.
And go up in there and then just piss on your audience. Piss on them, dude. Just go up there and just do that. That would be great, fam. Just go up in there and just piss over the whole audience, dude. They'll love it. Like, and then the worst part is in the middle of that, they had that whole thing where it's like you can't use games, or it was up in the air where like you maybe can't.
Oh yeah, how they were trying to lock out GameStop. Yeah, remember that?
And I'm just sitting there like, dude, I would hate to be them right now, because it's like, okay, the first one hurts. The second one was like, dude, just no.
That was just killer.
Basically, if you're too poor, go get an Xbox 360. That's basically what he wanted to say. Like,
yeah, that's pretty much what he was saying.
Across.
It's like, oh so yeah, you can watch TV on the Xbox. Oh yeah, you can have a DVR on the Xbox. No, dog, it was just, man, it was
right. And I'm just sitting there like, and the funny thing was, Sony came up after them, and literally, like, you notice wasn't even gonna be the first thing they said. They like, hey, use games. How we let people borrow games? They literally took a game disc and handed it over. I'm like, dude, if they would have did that
shit was killer, dog. And you know they wrote that junk on the fly. You know they wrote that on the fly.
But here's how I would have enhanced it. I would have literally did that. I would have like went up there and be like, handed it over and walked off stage for 2 minutes just to let the applause die down, dude. Just to be like, okay, now we can get started. I would have just like, it's like, dude, I would love to just go back into that moment. Could you imagine we had press passes for E3? I would have tracked that dude down just to talk to him.
Yeah, like, hey man, what the fuck were you thinking?
No, I would have trolled him hard. I would have literally got up there. I forgot, what was his name? Phil Spector, or was it somebody else? It was somebody else.
I think it was somebody else. It was not Phil Spector. Spector was not that dumb.
Right. So I mean, it would literally. I would have been like, so whatever.
In fact, I think after that conference, shortly after, that dude was gone.
Oh, he was like, gone.
Yeah, he was gone. Yeah,
but we'll just call him, for the purposes of this illustration, we can call him Bob. So we're like, hey, Bob. Bob. Right, exactly. It was like, Bob, about that Xbox One. So you said that people that, don't want to get online right away or always be online, they should go get a 360 right now? That's what you're saying. You're telling me that all these people that are clamoring to get your new system, just F them and go just stay with the old one. Like, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's like, come on, man.
Honestly, I mean, the only way I would think they would bring eyes back on them if they like did something obscure, and like announced like Jade Empire 2 or something.
Hell no.
Like,
they ain't got none of them.
I know more than likely they won't, because I mean, more likely it'll probably be the new Gears, a new Halo.
Right, it's their comfort zone.
You know
I don't know. They got to find something. Let's just be real. They got to find something.
It's like, I mean, apparently, supposedly, I mean, I don't know if it's more likely not Xbox and Microsoft exclusive anymore, but I know there was supposed to be like talks of like them making a new Splinter Cell, but I know it's not.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I don't think it's exclusive to Microsoft anymore, though.
What was that? Sam Fisher?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I don't know. I think Sam Fisher's retired, man. I think he's tired of saving the world. But honestly, really quick to go back to Sony and VR, and they got to take it out of EA's hands. But I want a VR Star Wars, not just lightsaber. I want VR, because that VR mission in Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, it was so fun, dude!
So much fun.
It was so much fun.
I want
a whole game.
As a whole game.
Just make it so I'm like in the X-wing or whatever, just the entire game. I'll just give me that. I'll take it.
Yep.
I'll take it. That'll be
Man,
incredible.
that game was so fun.
My man at Xbox, the name was Don Matrick.
Don Matrick.
Matrick.
Dude was fired.
Sounds like an old school '80s name.
Yeah, dude.
That's like an old '80s. That's like an old Arnold movie villain or Arnold movie like sidekick.
Fired. Dude was fired a month later.
Oh, heck yeah.
He was fired a month later.
Dude, I would have fired him.
I would have fired him on the spot. Be like, dude, no, you're gone.
86 our launch and like in a
killed
2-minute interview.
Out. All right, so a couple of things. The geek over on Periscope watching live. Hey, welcome back. Said
Dude,
Xbox.
Hold on. You just gonna call my man a geek?
Well, that's his handle.
Oh, the
That's
geek
his
over
handle.
on Periscope Live.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that was his handle. So, all right.
I thought you was trying to
No.
You trying to pull a Don Matrick over there or something.
Yeah, no. So he says the Xbox will need to lead with first party games, not new features like the Alexa. Because, like, honestly, that's like one of the biggest things that they got to bring out another non-game innovation for the Xbox One. Alexa. Who cares, dude? Who else?
Where are the games? Where are the games?
Where are the games, dude?
Good question. Was Sam Fisher voiced by Keith Sutherland or Michael Ironside? I think it was
Michael Ironside.
No, Michael Ironside.
No, it was Ironside.
It was Ironside.
Yeah, it was Ironside.
Ironside, because Kiefer Sutherland did the last Metal
He
Gear.
did Snake.
He did Snake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened to Siphon Filter? Remember that game?
That series is dead, man.
Yeah, it is. Because 989 Studios doesn't exist anymore.
That was 989. 989. That was a
quality company, dude.
That was a catchy name too.
Yeah, it was 989 Studios.
9897. I'm joking.
Yeah. So no. Let's see. Rizzy Cherishka says a VR GTA. Can you imagine that? VR Grand Theft Auto.
That'll get banned like within the first day.
No, because you know them kids gonna go looking for them hookers, man. You know they are. You know they're gonna go looking for them hookers.
Save the hookers, save the world.
They don't even have to do that. The game has strip clubs in it, so I mean, come on now.
There's that too, yeah. So they're gonna see how deep does this VR experience actually go for VR GTA.
Oh, that was an interesting choice of words.
Like, would you go ahead and sit on my
Yeah, it sure was. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about if I offended any of the ladies watching the stream. It was not intended. I promise you. I'm not like Donald Trump. I don't like. No, I'm not like that.
We don't grab.
No, not at all.
We don't grab them. Nope. Unless.
No, but
you know, I'm gonna stop there. I was about to say something else that I shouldn't have said. I'm gonna stop right there. Nope, I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead. Unless, nope, not gonna say it. Nope. Go ahead, Super Nerd. What are you gonna say? Not gonna say it.
I'm just saying, except hookers and GTA. I mean, that's about it. That's the only thing you can grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So honestly. So come on, y'all. What would Microsoft have to do in order to win E3? Like, what game could they announce to come out? I mean, Halo's kind of overdone. They need another really innovative IP of their own. I think something new and refreshing.
Explosive.
I mean, I know the only other thing they were talking about was like Crackdown. But
yeah, I heard Crackdown too. Maybe.
I don't want to fuck with that game.
Here's the thing, though. Who made Forza? Was it Microsoft Studios proper?
They bought the studios that made Forza, so yeah. It's them now.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, that's the thing. If you really look at Microsoft's history, they don't have a lot of IPs they themselves make. Not anymore.
Yeah, they always acquire it.
They acquired Halo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gears of War was the third party, so it's just like,
who made KOTOR? Was that Bungie? No, that wasn't Bungie. Who made KOTOR? And Jade Empire.
Knights of the Old Republic. That was I think that was BioWare, wasn't it?
It was BioWare.
Okay, BioWare. And Microsoft did buy them, didn't they? I could have swore they did.
Probably.
Yeah, because they made Mass Effect for them. That's right. Okay.
But I think they got out of that because the other Mass Effects were multi-platform after that.
Yeah, they were, but I mean that's the thing though. It's just like if you really look at it, and Sony's almost in the same boat too. They don't really make a lot of their own specific stuff. Like God of War was like Sony's bread and butter. Like for me, like that was the franchise that was keeping me.
But that's not even their first one. I mean, like when they first came out the gate, they were like just making their own stuff.
Right,
like, right at SCEA. Just like a lot of stuff was coming straight out of there, like the Crash Bandicoots and you know,
they had a lot of fun.
That. It's like, I mean, granted it was Naughty Dog, but that was still SCEA. You know, so it's like they came out the gate like with their own stuff, like right at home. So
I want another Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper would
I
be cool.
I thought that's in the works. I thought there was another. Oh no, I'm thinking Spyro.
That's
Spyro.
I want another. And this was a PS1 game, and Dido I think has it or was playing it on gaming memory lane recently, or maybe it's a while ago. But and I forget the full name of it, but basically you played a rabbit with a jetpack strapped to his back.
Oh, Jumpin' Flash?
Yeah, I want another Jumpin' Flash because that game was, I ain't gonna lie, that game was fun as hell.
I'm very surprised by you.
It was just fun. What? The game was fun.
I'm very surprised by you.
And it was kind of ahead of its time, to be honest, on the PS1 now. Now, what I wouldn't mind having another one of is a Battle Arena Toshinden.
Ooh,
that's very obscure. And
I love how we keep bringing it back to Sony, even though I'm asking about Microsoft.
because they got
Microsoft has nothing left because they don't have any other. If you really get down to it, what exclusive do they have, or what exclusive could they acquire? Because you got to remember the reason Tomb Raider made its way. I mean, again, it was timed exclusive, but the main reason it made its way over to Sony was like, dude, we need to move some units. Because at the end of the day, it's like, unless you pay us a ton of money up front to keep this only on your system, we got to recoup some of this budget.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here looking at Microsoft Studios video game list, and yeah, like this is, they have.
All right, so what do they got? Read off the list. What do they got? What do they got?
Really?
What do they got?
Okay.
Read off the list. What do they got?
Just to name off a few that I remember. Of course, you know they got Banjo-Kazooie, which they've squandered. They own Battletoads.
Right, because they have Rare. They bought Rare.
Right. You know, of course they got Conquer. They got Conquer's Bad Fur Day. They have that. They got, like I said, Crackdown. They have like
why don't they have put those fun platformers out there?
They have like these other obscure games that look like they're on PC as well. You know, like they really don't have anything of note other than the ones that we already know.
The only thing they got fun was that Dorito run.
Wow.
Like they really don't. Like it's honestly the main ones that we know name off, like the
Fable,
Halo, the Gears of War, Fable, or whatever. Outside of that, it's nothing. Like all the rest of the stuff is forgettable. It's like they have nothing.
Come on. They gotta have. Come on.
Dude,
Epic Games. Well, no, I guess no. Epic Games isn't a subsidiary.
Like I will.
Like really, it can't be that bleak.
I would literally send you a screenshot of this. You can look at it yourself. Like it's not pretty. Trust me.
And shit, that's the reason why I'm getting the PS4, because they got a lot of exclusive games I want to get. It looks dope, and I've yet to see anything on Microsoft. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, and there's nothing exclusive anymore like it used to be. And they kind of saying, fuck that. Let's going to put out whatever we want to put out because it's make it all multi-platform. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah, it's rough. It's really rough, man. It's like, I didn't really think about it this much as far as like Microsoft Studios, like as a company, but it's just like, it boggles my mind just how scarce it is. Like, it's that bad. Like, I hate
this is so depressing, man. I mean, no, man, this is so depressing because it's like, okay, we've asked how can Nintendo win, y'all like, no, it's not gonna happen. I asked how Sony gonna win, I mean, and they're like, oh yeah, Sony's gonna basically run away with it because you know they got all these exclusives. And you say, how can Microsoft win? No, it's not gonna happen.
Because
come on,
let's be real.
I sent it to you. Look at it. Look at it.
I'm looking at it right now.
And
Mech
Tim
Warrior
brought up another good one. What happened to Ninja Gaiden? Or Ninja Gaiden, however you want to say it.
Tim, Team Ninja.
No
I mean, no, Team Ninja is behind that, but
that's what I'm saying. So it's like a lot of. Here's the thing: the 360 when Ninja Gaiden 2 dropped, like that game made me proud that I had a 360. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. This game about to be great, and it was. Even the PS3 version, where even though it looked better, was not better. So it's like Microsoft had an edge when they had the 360, and I think they got comfortable. And then Don Matrick really showed that they got comfortable because they thought they could talk to people any old way. It's just like, dude, okay, you just made the big dog in the corner real hungry, and Sony came back out like, oh yeah, by the way, all the mistakes they just made, F
I ain't gonna
them.
lie.
Here we go.
This list of games is very, very underwhelming. I mean, very underwhelming. Not a lot of people are going to be wanting to play Mech Warrior or Mech Commander. They're not going to want to do that. A lot of these other ones are like just arcade games or strategy games. Nothing that's going to like really like blow up.
The only other one I'm looking at that might be able to pull their asses out of the fire is if they made like a new Perfect Dark. Maybe.
Maybe. It has to be damn good. But here's
that's
the
what
other
I'm
thing.
saying. That's a big maybe.
Here's
I mean,
good luck on that.
Right? Didn't you mention something about they getting Alexa support?
Yeah, Alexa support is the one big thing they have to announce. Like, okay, I'm gonna go look it up. What is that?
Hold on. I could have sworn the Kinect was supposed to be that.
And I have
it was in a way.
Cortana on it.
So why are they cycling back to that? Like that's supposed to be like the best thing in the world.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like literally, like, I just don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they just need to come out with a sequel.
I don't know what to say.
Viva Pinata. Maybe that'll work.
Right.
Halo fans are hoping to see something from Halo, but it's like, okay, Halo. All right,
y'all had one last year. Didn't they have Halo Wars last year?
Yeah, Halo Wars was last year. Like
I said, that's always been my issue with first person shooters. It's like, dude, after a while, like they all feel the same. I think the reason Overwatch was so popular is because, again, it was that whole really good team mechanic, fast action play, and then Fortnite just came out and killed it. Fortnite was like, look, damn it, we're about to take over the world, and they pretty much did for a little while. So it's like, I don't know. To me, that market is kind of flooded. I mean, fighting games have got their issues. It's like games nowadays, and like unless you have a killer app exclusive, man, it's looking pretty bleak.
And Microsoft's list is really bleak. Like the only one it's like the only thing I see on this list that they kind of revived and they're still using now is State of Decay, but that's a niche game. That's not something everybody is going to play.
Right. The indie games the indie games have been
okay.
helping.
What about what if Scalebound made a comeback somehow? They're saying there's like maybe 50-50 chance Scalebound somehow gets resurrected from the graveyard and is going to be actually made.
If they do manage to pull out a Monster Reborn and resurrect that would help them tremendously at this point.
But not enough to win, I don't think. Man,
not enough to win, dude. But it at least bring the eyes back a little bit.
This looks so depressing, man.
They're just gonna have to hope. Like I said, they're just gonna have to hope that something catches fire, because a lot of these games that, like for example, what was the first time we saw Detroit Become Human? Was that last year or was it the year before?
I think it was like either last year. Yeah, it was the year before last. Was it year before?
No, it was last year.
It was last year. Okay.
See, but I'm saying it's like, okay, cool. That's coming out. I mean, that's already out. So it's like the stuff that you saw last year from Sony is here. Not all of it, but some of the heavy hitters are here. I've never played Detroit Become Human. I'm not really heavily interested in it, but whatever. It's one of those, you saw it last year, boom, now you're playing it this year. If Sony keeps up that pace, and like I said, I know Kenshiro is down to play that new SpiderMan. It's like if they keep this pace where it's like we're announcing and we're dropping, then it keeps the momentum going. But it's like, if, for example, if Microsoft has got one or two games here or there and that's it, it's like, dude, again, if I had just purchased an Xbox One X for like, you know, all this power and all these exclusive games, I'd be pissed right about now because you guys ain't dropping nothing.
Mm.
You know, I just looked on here, and this game is a little obscure, but I see that they own this game called Starlancer. And I remember playing that game. It was a Dreamcast game. It was basically just like a game that was purely a space fighter. Like you literally like just in space in the ship, and you're just going around protecting like other ships and whatever. Right. And for Dreamcast, it was pretty dope. And I see Microsoft Studios owns it. So like I know it's obscure, but like if they actually revisited something like that would actually be a pretty good like on like upscale graphics. Like that would actually be pretty awesome. But then again, it's been a very long time since we've seen any parts of that, so I don't really put too much stock in them even revisiting that at all.
Yep. Hello to Beautiful Gaming Channel. I'm not sure.
Hey, lady.
Checking in.
YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Yeah, man. Oh, she's on Twitch, so I'm sorry. She's on Twitch today.
Okay.
Yeah,
the thing is like Microsoft would have to really pull something out of their ass and just really come out with something very innovative for Microsoft Studios, like legit, because they literally have nothing that belongs to them.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you got a 900 horses of Detroit muscle, and you're keeping it in the garage.
Yeah, it's just man.
Bad. Like I really didn't think it was this bad until I actually looked.
Yeah, man. Like their cupboard is bare. Like what? I don't understand.
Yeah, they gonna have to like do something else besides like announcing another hardware amenity. Like we don't need like the machine doesn't need any more hardware peripherals or support or anything. Okay, it's like the fact that you even like brought up that it said it has Alexa support. It's like you could just get a Connect and use Cortana. What do you need Alexa for?
Right. Hey, Timothy Lee said, any of y'all play Odyssey on 360? It was an RPG.
I think I briefly heard of it. I didn't get a chance to play it though.
I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, I'm not like
my 360. My original Xbox library was big. Like that's when I was like heavily into like Microsoft when they dropped the original Xbox. When the 360 came around, it was like I was tentative because of how fast they dropped the original Xbox. And like I played some games for it, like some stuff, Ninja Gaiden especially, and some of the other games. But like it was like, okay, I'm getting the PS3 because I like the Blu-ray setup and everything, and you guys are gonna have to show me something. And it just went on and on and on. It was just like I'm not really 100% behind it because again, I'm not a huge online gamer, so it's like they didn't have enough for me. And then now that they got the Xbox One X, and I'm just like, okay, my PC crushes that basically, so I don't necessarily have to get it. Right. And then whatever they announce next is like, okay, you took 3 systems basically within this generation to come up with your most powerful thing. Why should I believe whatever you come up with next is going to be the one, going to be worth my time?
Yep.
So I don't know. It's they're gonna have to find something because it's. For me, they're struggling, and because it's like, again, normally with most gaming systems, I buy all of them. Nintendo has lost me since the Wii U. Like I haven't picked up a Nintendo system since. Well, no, I like the Wii because it had a couple of things I liked.
Wii was cute.
Yeah, but like
Wii said cute.
It was.
What is wrong with you?
But it was, dog.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It was, man. It was cute. The Wii was cute, man.
It was cute.
It was. Right. It was cute, dog. What do you want me to say? It was. That's what it was.
It was wag. I mean, I ain't fucking Nintendo since Resident Evil 4 came out on GameCube.
Fair enough, but I mean,
you missed out on Twilight Princess, then, man. It was a good. It was a good game.
Zelda, Zelda lost me after Link to the Past, to be honest, because I didn't like Ocarina of Time. I did it. Ocarina of Time, when they first announced and advertised that, I'm thinking we're going to be playing adult Link through the whole game, having fun, being awesome. And he started me off as kid Link with freaking Fairy coming around telling me to listen. I'm like, better listen to this. Listen to this sword upside your head or something.
I tapped out. I lasted as long with Wii U. I see. This is the thing. I didn't have a GameCube, but I went ahead and tried with the Wii, and unfortunately, because there wasn't anything else besides the games I did play, that I lost interest in it, and I got rid of it. Same thing happened with the Wii U. Like, I was interested in a couple of things, and when I started seeing a bunch of other stuff that I wasn't interested in, and then like some of the games that like I did want to play forced you to have to use the gamepad with it, and it was like it made me lose interest, and I wound up getting rid of it too. It's just like I didn't get full enjoyment out of either of those systems, so that's why I'm kind of like at this point, like I have no intention of getting a Switch.
No, I really. Here's the thing: the only thing that will make me get a Wii U, and I'm actually still thinking about it, is Mario Maker. Like, again, if Mario Maker had been a launch title, I'd have a Wii U right now. Like,
you said you're still thinking about getting a Wii U, like after
just
that
for Mario Maker. No, you can probably pick one up for $150. So I mean, that's not killing it. And then Mario Maker. I mean, let's be real though. Let's be real. The reason it stays at $150 is because of that tablet controller. Like, that's the only reason that system keeps its used price high. But like for me, it's like Nintendo hasn't had it for a while. They just don't. It's like my rule has always been, if games cost $60 or $50 at the time back in the Sony days, I need enough games added up, to equal the price of the system. That'll make me buy the system. Nintendo, when their last two systems haven't even come close. And in Xbox, with the Xbox One X, is like the only reason I even got the One S is because Black Friday, I think I got it for like $200 or whatever. It came with Gears of War 4. And again, it was a 4K Blu-ray player. And I had just recently got a 4K TV. So hey, why not have two 4K Blu-ray players?
Right.
Why not? So, I mean, that was the reason I ended up getting it. And then it was like, okay, I can, and if I really think about it, outside of Dead Rising 4, I don't count Gears of War 4 because it came with it. And again, it was a digital download, which I hate, but whatever. Ultimate Gears of War and Killer Instinct, it just barely scraped by getting the recoup price of the system. So like the Xbox One X at what, $400? I think it is. I'm sorry, at $500, you got to come up with at least another 6 games that I really, really want. And they didn't even come close.
I got a question from Jeremy Ponte. He wants to ask: do you think a timed third-party exclusive would help Microsoft at this stage in the game? Why do you think they haven't pursued third-party aggressively? Shit, they have the money for it. So here's my first answer to the timed third-party. Would it help them? Would it help them at this stage of the game? I mean, that's literally what they've been relying on for years right now anyway. Look at Tomb Raider. The last Tomb Raider game was a timed exclusive. So with them not having any like killer, exclusive IPs like a God of War or a Last of Us, all those really killer exclusives, I hate saying it, they live on Sony. Everybody's looking forward to those games.
They do.
Halo is not as strong as it used to be. GTA is everywhere. It's not exclusive to Xbox. I mean, what was the other one what's the other exclusive that they have? It's that other open world game, kind of like GTA, but it's not GTA. It's
are you talking about
Saints Row?
What?
Saints Row?
Yeah, Saints Row. I mean,
Saints Row has become a parody of itself.
Yeah, right, and I don't think anybody is really looking for that, So honestly, will it help them at this? I mean, literally, it's the only thing that they've got, and it's not really going to help them at all. They need to have their own IPs, like kind of take this shit over and just run, Again, but they don't have it.
It goes back to, and is it only Microsoft games that are playable on PC, or is it all Xbox One games?
It looks like it's mostly Microsoft games, but it is mostly all of them. Because like I know if you make it for the Xbox, I think the architecture between PC is so close that you can just go ahead and put it out there.
And then again, it makes even that worthless. It makes that third party timed exclusive thing absolutely worthless then.
Right.
Because it's just like, dude,
it's gonna come out on PC at the same time.
Right. It's like, okay, I don't necessarily have. Now again, it'll sell them a couple of copies of the game. That's fine, but at the end of the day, it ain't selling them no systems.
Right.
So I mean, and I think that's the problem. It's almost like gone are the days of the system selling games. Some of them are there. There's still some that, for certain people, various things. But it's like the hardcore, it's like the hardcore, dude, I'm buying a system and this game the day it drops. It's like those days are almost gone, because it's like, okay, most people already got the system and the game's prices drop pretty quick. So it's like, I don't necessarily have to. So I think for them to find, I don't know what third-party exclusive could really be that heavy. They'd have to have a lineup of third-party timed exclusives that you will not get your hands on for 6 to 10 months or more. See, I don't think they can do it.
See, honestly, I really feel like the one thing, I mean, outside of Sony's other exclusives that they already had, I really feel that SpiderMan game being exclusive to PS4 hurt them.
A lot
is going to happen regardless, though, man. Sony,
I mean, yeah, because Sony owns the IP.
Property. I mean, they do, but if you remember, like, most of the Spider-Man games or Marvel games in general up to this point were multi-platform.
Yeah, I get that, but again, Spider-Man is so high. Spider-Man was high profile back then because of the movies, but with the $1 billion plus MCU property that he is now, Spider-Man is.
Spider-Man going nowhere.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Sony is like, nah, dude, we're keeping all this money, all of it. Yeah, because I mean, again, it's Spider-Man for a long time under them wasn't really shit. Let's just be real. After the Raimi film, after Spider-Man 3, and Amazing was kind of hit or miss, and the actual game wasn't that good anyway. Amazing Spider-Man, the other. I think
the first Amazing Spider-Man game was okay. The second one was
garbage. So it's like, dude, nah, man, nobody was really checking for Spider-Man like that. And then now that obviously the movie came out and they knocked that out of the park, and people are hype about Spider-Man again. So it's
like Sony mine to them now. Mine.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just how it is right now.
Only dropped that, everybody looking at Microsoft like, what you got? Nothing. we got the system though. It's like, that's cool, but where the games?
That's not enough. You can have all the power in the world, but if you ain't using it right, what good is it? That's like having the Infinity Gauntlet and you ain't ready to do the snap.
Yeah, man. It's basically just an expensive block, really. I mean, just.
So what you're telling me essentially is that Microsoft ain't got a chance in hell, and that Sony's just going to run away.
If Microsoft has no games to announce, they might as well just pack it up.
We'll have to see.
It's a possibility they might have something. It might be something that they're hiding that they didn't put on a list, but I don't know, man. Waffles is saying the verdict is still out on if that Spider-Man game is going to be good or not.
Man, please, that game is going to be dope. I mean, I'm just looking at the footage. That game looks like it's going to be dope. So anyway, guys, we got a lot of stuff to look forward to as far as E3 goes. I know Waffles said earlier that he has a feeling that this E3 is going to be lame. I'm not buying that. I think this E3 is going to be awesome because of a lot of based off of Sony alone, and maybe some of the surprises we might get from some of the other companies, not to mention like Ubisoft, Bethesda, Square Enix. We don't know. We have absolutely no idea. But literally, we just spent 2 hours rapping basically about E3, and we could go on for another hour. Like that's how hype it is. Like for real, we go on for another hour talking about it. But we're gonna end it right here. It's been 2 hours, long enough. Join us next week for the next episode of Culture Junkies Live. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on this weekend. I don't know. Y'all want to put together maybe a watch party, like streaming a watch reaction live stream of the conference, of the EA conference, or some of the other conferences coming out this weekend. We'll have to see. If you want to see if we're gonna actually do that, follow us on Twitter, Culture Junkies. Twitter.com/Culture Junkies_. I know it's weird. And also follow us, like our Facebook page, and we'll keep you up to date on what we're gonna do. Let's see. Any good plans this weekend, guys? Before we get out of here,
work, some comics. Hopefully, catch up on some video games.
Definitely catch up on some comics. I've been reading some books earlier today, so I get paid this week, so I'm gonna pick up some more books.
All right. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. So anyway, guys, let's get it. Let's check back next week. We're gonna talk about some of the E3 reaction and probably some other really dope stuff. We're live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. For Fallen Marvel, GQ, and the Super Nerd Plus, I'm Kishiro. We'll see you guys later. Have a great evening and rest of your week. See you later.
Later, everybody.
Yeah, peace. Hey.